I'm doing a guide for users who are operating the Antigravity A1 drone system for the first time or want a clear direction from the moment they open the box to the goal to help you move through the setup, connection and basic operation without confusion or guesswork. Every section I'm writing or talking about the perspective of someone physically handling the drone, the grip motion controller and viewing the goggles. The Antigravity A1 is not operated like a traditional two-stick drone. It relies on motion-based controller and a live viewing system. Because of this, many first-time users feel uncertain during the early setup. This regard, it'll resolve those uncertainties by explaining what to do, what to check, and what to avoid at each stage. We also have videos for you to watch as well. The instructions focus on real-life actions. You will be guided through charging, powering on devices, connecting components, preparing for flight, and shutting down everything correctly. No steps are skipped, and no assumptions are made without prior drone experience. The guide focuses on helping you become comfortable with the system, understand how parts work together, and complete safe beginner flights. Now, what am I going to cover? I'm going to cover the exact order that users experience when using the Antigravity A1 for the first time. You will begin by identifying the components included in each package. Each item is explained based on how it is handled, where it is used, and when it is needed. This prevents confusion when several devices must be powered and connected in the correct order. You will then be guided through charging the battery flight, the grip motion controller, and the goggles. Charging instructions focus on what you can see and confirm, such as the indicator lights and physical connection points. The guide walks you through preparing the drone for flight. This includes installing the battery, placing the drone correctly on the ground, checking the moving parts, and confirming nothing is obstructed before the power is applied. A full section explains how to hold and operate the grip motion controller. This includes hand positioning, basic input behavior, and how motion affects direction. The goal is to help you feel stable and intentional before attempting takeoff. The goggles are covered separately so you can understand how to power them on, adjust the fit, and the real on-screen display. You will learn what information appears in your view and how to recognize basic status indicators without relying on technical terms. The mobile app is introduced as part of the setup process. The guide explains how to install it and also required permissions, and use it to confirm system statuses and review capture footage. The app is treated as a supporting tool rather than a primary flight controller. Before flight, the guide covers pre-flight checks. These steps include battery level confirmation, storage availability, connection status, and environmental awareness. You are then guided through the first takeoff, basic hovering, simple directional movement, and controlled landing. These steps are written slowly and clearly, or I'm going to explain them slowly and clearly, allowing you practice without rushing. After flight, the guide explains how to power off devices in the correct order. Remove the battery safely, clean the drone, and store everything properly. By the end of the guide, you will be able to prepare the drone, complete short flights, and pack everything away confidently. Now, who have I done this for? This is written for beginners, or I'm speaking for beginners. It is intended for users who have never flown a drone before, as well as those who have flown traditional control-based drones but are new to motion control systems. If you prefer instructions that explain what to do step by step without assuming prior knowledge, this is designed for you. This is suitable for users who want a slower and more practical explanation, as each step is described as a physical action you perform, not as a technical concept you must understand. You do not need experience with camera drones. FPV, or first-person view, systems are flight settings in the guide. You only need to be willing to move carefully and follow each step. This guide is not intended for professional pilots, advanced users, or readers who want an in-depth technical configuration. It does not include advanced flight modes, specialized film techniques, or performance tuning. We are going to cover that in different modules. If your goal is to fly safely, capture basic footage, and understand equipment, this meets your needs. Now, the overview of the drone controller and goggles. Before using the system, it's important to understand what each part and how each part works together. For instance, the drone is a flying unit that contains the motors, propellers, camera system, internal electronics, and flight battery compartment. When powered on, the drone receives control input from the motion grip controller and transmits live footage to the goggles. The drone must remain stationary on the ground during startup. The camera lenses are exposed and should be handled carefully. Avoid touching the lens surfaces. Always place the drone on a clean surface before powering it on. The battery installs directly into the drone body. The drone cannot operate without the battery fully seated. One small point here, it hasn't arrived yet, we've ordered the correct landing pad, as this is supposed to help the drone recognize the landing system, because remember, when it comes to land, its little legs pop out, because what you're frightened of is damaging the bottom lens. Let's move on to the grip controller. The grip controller is the primary flight control device. It is held in one hand and responds to physical movement instead of controlling direction with two joysticks. The controller interrupts tilt and rotation when the angle of the controller forward. The drone moves forward when you rotate the wrist. The drone turns. The controller also includes physical buttons and triggers used for takeoff, landing, and camera actions. These are used alongside the motion input because movement affects the flight direction. Steady hand position is important. Sudden exaggerated movements can cause unintended motion. The controller must be powered on and connected to the flight. Battery level should always be checked before use. Try and keep your hand relaxed and loose. Because remember, when you move your hand and wrist, it moves the drone. I found that out at a great cost at a party. The goggles, I wasn't drinking. The goggles display the live camera view from the drone. When worn, you see that the drone camera sees. The goggles allow you to monitor flight position, orientation, and recording status. They also display basic alerts such as battery warnings, connection status. Before use, the goggles should be adjusted for comfort. The head strap sits securely without pressure. The lenses should align with your eyes to reduce blur or discomfort. Goggles are powered separately and must be charged like the controller and the drone battery. During flight, remain aware of your surroundings, even while wearing the goggles. Always have enough space and retain a safe location. Remember the new rules, January 2026, FPVs, first person flight, you've got to have somebody there with your mind, keeping an eye on the drone while you're using the goggles. I know. How the system works together. During flight, all three devices operate at the same time. The control sends over movement input, the drone responds to moves, and the goggles display live feedback. If any one device loses power or connection, flight may be affected. For this reason, startup and shutdown order matters. The guide explains, or I'll be explaining, the order to clarify in the later sessions, or lectures, or chapters, whatever you want to call. Safety notes and responsible use. I've got to say this. Safety begins with the drone leaves the ground. Always fly in an open area from people, vehicles, buildings, and animals. Avoid flying indoors unless the space is large, clear, and free from obstacles. I made this mistake. I was that crazy wanting to do it, and I said, well, I think it's 1.3 meters when you first press the button. Oh, this roof's big enough. Aye, I was wrong. Smashed all the blades, the propeller blades. Check weather conditions before flying. Strong wind can affect stability and control, especially for beginners. Do not fly in the rain, fog, or damp conditions. Moisture can damage electronics and camera operation. Keep hands, hair, and loose clothing away from the propellers at all times. Never approach the drone while propellers are spinning. Always land immediately if you notice an unusual vibration, drifting, or delayed response. Respect local regulations and flight restrictions. Learn where flying is permitted in your local area. Do not modify the drone for external items. Additional weight or imbalance may affect stability. Avoid flying when batteries are low. Low power can reduce control response and increase the chance of a hard landing. After each flight, allow components to cool before charging and storage. Developing careful habits from the beginning reduces accident and extends the life of the equipment. This guide, I've designed it to help you build those habits through clear actions and steady practice.